Next question. I'm not sure how to word the ad for ultimate results. I know my ideal target audience, so I'm not worried about that. Any suggestions? Well, this is an awesome question. When it comes to creating ad copy for your ad campaigns, what I will do is I will take out my handy phone whenever I'm scrolling through Facebook, which, by the way, is limited during the day, an hour at lunch if I happen to be looking at it, or after I finish work for the day. I will take screenshots of all of the ads that I see that pop up in the newsfeed. Now, I particularly hone in and take screenshots of ads that I've seen multiple times that have thousands of likes or at least hundreds of likes, shares, comments, and engagement on it. I'll grab those screenshots. Then when it comes to creating my own ads, I don't copy. You use it to inspire your own campaigns. Now, if an ad is getting lots of engagement on it, then that's a signal for you that that style of copy is performing well. Obviously, you have to factor into the image, but that style of copy is performing well. And if you keep seeing an ad a lot of the time, that is a signal once again to you that that ad is performing in sales. Most of us, we don't run ads that don't make sales unless it's to boost a post on our Facebook page itself. So they're the kind of ads that you want to keep an eye out for. Take a look at how they structure their advertising copy, and most of the time you'll find that it either begins with a statement or a question. When you compare that to your own adverts, you can start to see that maybe there's a little bit of a disconnect in the psychological principles that you're applying to your Facebook advertising campaigns. What I also do is I work out of Google Drive. In Google Drive, we have documents where I dump all of those screenshots into it. Then I'll as quickly as I can, not overthinking it, write down all of my different ideas. Once again, don't copy, just use it as inspiration for your own work. And I'll bust out all of my ideas super quickly. Sometimes I'll even set a timer on my phone so I don't overthink it. And then I'll go back and go, all right, these are the campaigns, or these are the ideas that I have that I want to focus in on. Once I've come up with some headlines for the advertising campaigns, I'll go to a platform called CoSchedule. So they actually have a free headline analyzer that will give you a rating out of 100 or A, B, C through to D as to how compelling your headline is. And I'll keep tweaking that headline until I at least get an A or an A plus before I set that up as a test in my advertising campaigns. So that's a great way to kind of take another intermediary step that will help you reduce errors and reduce excessive expenditure on campaigns that may never have worked in the first instance. All the links below on all of these tips, guys. If you haven't already at this point, be sure to type in yes below. We will send you a link via Facebook Messenger to take a quick 60-second quiz to see if your Facebook advertising strategy can make 100K or more. In that, you're also going to get an early invitation to my Facebook conversion system version 2.0. Be sure to check out for that. So type yes in the comments below now. But let's go to the next question now. I have placed several ads and get very little interaction and zero leads or sales. And when it comes to, I get this question a lot. A lot of individuals will write to me and say, look, Ben, I've tried different adverts, it just doesn't seem to be working for me. When I push for a clearer answer, it's generally that they've tried 4 or 5 different adverts and they've concluded that Facebook is a waste of time and it's just stealing their money and is a total scam. That's BS. That's an attitude problem. That's a mindset problem. That's not the actual reality that we're dealing with, because we look at data and we take our emotions out of advertising on the platform. This question really demonstrates that not many people have their head in the game for how they're thinking about the strategy that they're implementing on the platform. So if you come to me and you say you've tested over 50 plus adverts and you're not generating any sales from it, and you haven't checked your landing page, the hero image, tested the ad copy and the ad image, and even looked at your order forms and checked if there's a sense of urgency and checked your email campaigns and strategy in the background, if you haven't checked that they're all working, then you're always going to fall flat with Facebook advertising. Address all of these other issues. And if you come to the conclusion that it's not making you sales, then that's where you need to test as many different audiences as you possibly can, but also optimize for conversions. And that's one of the things that I did notice with people who are failing on the platform, is that they're sending people to a general website. It might be clicks to a landing page that they're optimizing for when they create the ad, but they're not actually optimizing for the sale itself. You need to optimize for the sale, or you need to optimize for the lead. If you can't get enough conversions for a sale, you might be able to get enough conversions for the lead for Facebook to be able to kick into their algorithm and find those and locate those people that are either going to opt in and buy. Now, Facebook in the last, I think it's more than a year now, has set it that if you get 50 conversions within the course of a week, then that's where Facebook is really going to learn who those individuals are that are purchasing from your audience, and that's when you can scale the ads. The problem is you don't always get 50 conversions from a particular ad campaign. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't make sales. We have ads that have generated thousands of sales, but they don't always make the 50 sales in the course of 1 week. It can fluctuate up and down based on various things. So if that's your case, then maybe optimize for add to carts first, because that could be an easier target for you to hit. Or optimize for leads first, or optimize for video views first, and then start to scale up from there and build those audiences up and then remarket to those audiences first. So if you're getting very little interaction and zero sales from it, consider all of the factors that I've already shared with you throughout the video and make those changes, and then go back to the platform and then start to tweak from there on in. Next question, which is, I get so many likes, but on the whole does not convert to sales. So what they're referring to here is they get a lot of likes on their Facebook page, so their organic reach is good, the Facebook page is in good standing, but they're not getting the sales. That comes back to trying to fix all of those elements in the background. It is becoming more competitive, so the sales may have dropped, so it's time for you to do a pivot in your business and look at, all right, that strategy, it was working a couple of months back, it's not working anymore. What do I need to introduce now? Maybe I'll try messenger marketing. Maybe I'll start posting videos on a regular basis. Maybe I'll try some different techniques. So if I've been doing short copy, then I'll try long copy and mixing it up. The next question. My biggest challenge with Facebook advertising is the amount of time required to create campaigns while still managing other aspects of my business. The juggle is hard, and while some of my campaigns have received a lot of likes, the leads and sales are not there yet. I'm still wondering how I can break through. This is a very common problem. I've faced it in the past. I've just finished writing what's a 80,000 word book, traveling for the past 6 months to complete the research for this book, talking to doctors, one of the biggest projects I've ever worked on. And what I do is, regardless of that project, like I shared with you earlier, the first half of the day is always on Facebook ads or money-making opportunities and tribe building opportunities, and then I focus on the other things in the background. The other element that needs to be factored in here is, what can you systemize in your business that's taking you away from the advertising that you can be doing? Can you do more automation in your email campaigns? Refunds, is that automated? Do you have a customer support person that you pay maybe 10, 15 hours a month, they just do it in the background? And you can look at the company called Get Friday. So it's getfriday.com to outsource some of those tasks that take our mindset out of the game. So you really extract yourself from those activities. But first you obviously have to put those systems and processes in place. I've spent many years automating as much as I possibly can. So my days and weeks are not filled with meetings. I rarely have meetings anymore. It's all either done over the phone or via email, which is all limited, but it's an online business, so you can scale it, so you can do other fun activities and projects that you want to work on while still serving your customers and making sure that they're being looked after. So this is potentially more of a business problem than a Facebook ads problem. To help with all of that testing, I would look at a platform such as Ads Espresso. Next question. I've placed ads to get signups, but it's so hit and miss. I keep split testing one thing at a time, but I can't get any traction. I feel like I'm wasting money every single week. This one, I would assess the website, the landing page, but I'd also look at your order form. Do you have testimonials on your order form to ease any concerns someone may have about purchasing? The other thing that you can do here, and for this individual, I recommend that you check how many people are actually hitting your order form, because you can create an exit pop-up on your order form that when they go to exit out of that, there's a pop-up that appears that provides some kind of discount, but the discount is only valid then. So they need to access it immediately to help with the purchase. That recovers a ridiculous amount of sales. This is what I'm talking about by being able to afford to acquire a customer and pay more than your competitors can. By focusing on those exit pop-ups and the abandoned shopping cart sequences too, then that will help you recoup those losses, and that's where you'll start to see some more traction. But once again, check out your landing page. I have a feeling that's probably the issue. If that's not the issue, then it's most likely the ad and the audience, which you've got to go and test. Next question. I'm a one-person business and my budget is tight. I hear you, most of you are, which is absolutely fine. I started with pretty much nothing, like $10, $20 a day at the start of this, and then eventually scaled up. So one-person business, budget is tight. I create handmade jewelry. I've tried some Facebook ads. Now, let's just focus in on that. I've tried some. How many? But it was just a waste of money. Should I wait a year until I grow and I can afford to run ads? Is there some strategies for artisans? This is a really cool question, and here's why. It's time to get creative. When someone has a really tight budget in their business, and I've been in the case where I could barely afford to purchase groceries, but I still managed to scrape through, and I do recall a time where I was going through my change jar, which felt incredibly embarrassing and disheartening at the time. So I can relate to those of you that are really struggling with the budget and making money right now. But understand, when it comes to building your business, it's not about how many resources you have, how much money you have, it's how resourceful you are. Are you resourceful? And this is one of those questions. In this case, I would get super creative, and you say you make the jewelry yourself. Get a camera, it could just be your iPhone. When you're making the jewelry, film that process. Show people the process, and it could just be footage of your hands creating the jewelry to the finished product, and then showing the beautiful product photographed beautifully at the end of it. And then have it as a time-lapse video, so have it speed up really, really quickly so they see the end result. Share this, create shareable content. So this isn't just about selling someone a piece of jewelry, it's about selling the journey and the process and the story behind that piece, especially if it's handcrafted. That's unique, it's special. Don't just put it up like everyone else is putting up their jewelry for sale. Show that background story to it. You have a very unique opportunity here. That video in a time-lapse sequence, speed it up, And you can find countless videos on YouTube on how to actually do that. It's really super easy. Just search for it and get your answer. By doing that and shrinking it down to 30 or 60 seconds, it's not only a post that could potentially become viral, and we're seeing a lot of those posts on Facebook at the moment, people creating things and it getting shared widely, but it builds up a real brand and a story behind your business, and that's the brand value that you really want moving forward, because that will pay really big dividends. So do not give up. You're onto something, and keep going. That's for all of you. Next question. How do I target the right audience? Well, first of all, if you have an email list, upload that to Facebook, create a custom audience, start targeting those guys. They know who you are. They're the easier sale, so that it's going to cost you less. And you don't just want to send people out an email. Yes, do that, but you also want to retarget them on Facebook, because they may not be getting your emails. It may be going to the spam folder, or they're simply not opening it, or it's going to the promotions tab in Gmail. So upload that list. Second step, create a lookalike audience based on that. Start running ads to that lookalike audience and start tweaking your campaigns from there. Thirdly, make a long list of all of your competitors to build up that audience. We do it in an Excel spreadsheet, and I know we have an Excel spreadsheet of, I believe it's over 200 different audiences that we've tested. So we keep testing because I'm a persistent little, and you need to be one too. Oh, and here's a really cool insider tip, and you better share this video because this is a really cool one. When you see a Facebook ad pop up on your mobile device or on desktop, in the right hand corner of that ad, there's, I believe it's one little dot. If you click on that, a drop down menu appears and you can click on, why am I seeing this ad? When you click on why am I seeing this ad, it actually shows how you're being targeted as a consumer. So it might be that you've liked that individual's Facebook page, or they're in fact targeting one of their competitors. So write that down. That's invaluable information, especially if that advert also has a lot of likes, engagements, and shares on it. Now, if that's the case, they're probably not just promoting that advert to that one specific audience, they're probably duplicating that advertising campaign, that specific ad itself, and sending it out to different target audiences. So the engagement is all on one ad campaign instead of 20 separate campaigns. That's a quick tip at how to scale your ads. Next question. My struggle is boosting posts versus ads. I had a Facebook marketing employee suggest ads had a much greater reach, particularly with lookalike audiences, and I should avoid boosting as it's not cost effective. Well, I answered that question for you earlier. By increasing your engagement on those Facebook posts on your Facebook page, you're sending a signal to Facebook that your page is in good standing. So do it, but you're obviously not going to spend the same amount of money on it as you would an ad. We also boost all of our ads as an engagement post too, to keep up the engagement on that, because if you just optimize for conversions, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get the likes and the shares or even the comments. So if you boost it separately as well to your own audience, that's a really positive signal for Facebook. So it should never be one or the other. They're not competing strategies, they're complementary strategies. My biggest challenge is connecting to a wider audience. I feel my content's good, but my sales aren't converting. Gonna be really upfront, it's irrelevant how you feel and how good you think your content is. What's only relevant is whether the people that you're selling to and marketing to think it's relevant and think it's good. But the follow-up question to that is, are they actually seeing that content? Because if it's that good, it'll be getting engagement. On a side note, it could also be your optimization strategy. So if you're boosting for conversions, like I said before, you're not necessarily going to get engagement. So you may want to boost for engagement on that post as well as run it as an advert. So you combine the two strategies. So if your content's good, but you're not generating sales and you've just taken that step, then it's going to be your landing page and it's going to be your offer, because it may not be as good as what you think it is, which is tough to hear. But believe me, when you fix it, you'll be entirely grateful for that. Final question. My Facebook ad campaigns get a lot of engagement, but they're not generating sales. This comes back to the last one. This could be an optimization issue. Are you optimizing for conversions or are you optimizing for engagement? If you are optimizing for conversions and you're getting engagement, then it could be deep down after you're creating the ad in the final stages of where you select whether it be for conversions and a 1-day click or view, or a 7-day click or view, or there's the video view option. Are you optimizing for those conversions in a 1-day window or a 7-day window? And there's a big difference. When you optimize for a 1-day window, Facebook is going to search the network for people who are ready to buy today, within the 24 hours. If it's 7-day window, they're looking for people who are going to buy within a 7-day window. They're two different types of people, so you should be running two different campaigns for that. Check that element, because we do have some ad campaigns that are 7-day window that are incredibly profitable, as well as a 1-day window. But there are two different audiences that Facebook are reaching out to in the multiple millions of people on the platform, with a different personality type. They're either going to buy immediately or they need to think it through. If it's a 7-day window, make sure that all of your remarketing ad campaigns are running, so they could be testimonials or videos, and make sure that they're set up in the advertising platform for maximum reach. So not necessarily just conversions, you want reach. So although the retargeting campaign may not be getting the direct sales from it, it is helping the rest of the campaigns. That's one thing you've got to be really careful of. Your retargeting ads may not look like they're working, but they're working in the background. If someone sees it in the scroll, in the news feed, they may not click on it, but they may read it as a testimonial, keep scrolling down and see your other call to action and purchase from that call to action. So the attribution window could be one of your concerns if you're getting engagement, but you're not generating sales. Now, if you haven't typed yes yet, be sure to type yes on the Facebook post version of this page, not on my YouTube channel, because you won't get the quiz through that, on the actual Facebook post. And we'll send you the message out so you can take a 60-second quiz to see if your strategy stacks up and what are the missing elements. I'm also going to post all the links to all of the different resources I've mentioned under here. Now, once you take the quiz, you're also going to get an early invitation to my Ultimate Facebook Conversion System, version 2.0, where I delve into even more detail, but I actually step you through screenshot by screenshot, how to create the ads, how to optimize the ads. Also, what do you need to do on your landing pages, your order forms, your campaigns, and what are the other tools that you can do to make your life a lot easier so you can do the things that you love, like for me, writing a book. So be sure to type yes now, leave a comment or a question here. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Be sure to share it widely and hit like, and I'll see you again shortly. Take care.